In the best shape of her life.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. I feel great. Like, even in fourth quarters, I'm
quarter to finish this out.
Just the tenacity, the want factor, the physicality, like we just lost that.
A'ja Wilson dropped a bomb on us. She said, "I dreaded being in Indiana. It's like that feeling of constantly having that guard up." That's insane. A pro athlete afraid to play. Something's seriously wrong here. Now get this, Indiana's not some ghost town. The Fever led the WNBA in attendance with over 643,000 fans. That's a lot of people. You'd think players would love that energy, right? But nope, it's making them nervous. But here's the thing, this isn't just about loud fans. There's more going on and it's not pretty. We're gonna uncover some stuff that'll blow your mind. This isn't just about Indiana or A'ja Wilson, it's bigger. We're talking about the future of the WNBA and women's sports. The league's at a crossroads and what happens next could change everything. You ready for this? You thought a packed house meant happy players, right? Wrong. In Indiana, it's a whole different ball game.
I still feel like we haven't really given them the best that we have. So I think Friday is a great opportunity for us to do that.
Around our teams and celebrate our teams, and they just loved women's basketball and the way it was played and the people on the court, and I think
the Fever's record-breaking attendance is hiding a dark secret that's making even the toughest players shake in their sneakers. Let's break down what's really going on in Indiana, and trust me, it's wilder than you think. Picture this, you're at a Fever game, the crowd's roaring, but something feels off. One reporter called the atmosphere ominous. Can you believe that? They said every time the Fever scored, the crowd would erupt. It felt like a threat. That's not normal, folks. We're talking about basketball, not a horror movie.
And miss out on text messages.
for sure. Like, I'm knocked out sleep, so I get my rest all the time.
But Usher, I better see you, Usher. I'm not playing with you. Usher, I better see you, Usher.
Now, you might be thinking, maybe the fans are just extra passionate. Sure, but there's a line between passion and intimidation, and it seems like Indiana's crossed it. The Fever got knocked out of the playoffs, and that's when things really heated up. Fans went from disappointed to downright hostile. It's like they forgot these are real people on the court, not just jerseys running around. But here's where it gets really interesting. Enter Caitlyn Clark. This rookie's shaking up the league, but not in the way you'd expect. Get this, 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls were committed against her. That's insane. Rebecca Lobo, a legend in her own right, said, "I've never seen a rookie defended the way she's defended." When Rebecca Lobo's surprised, you know something's up. Clark's popularity is off the charts, but it's like there's a target on her back. Some say it's because of her unique style of play. Others think it's jealousy.
I don't think people always realize the University of Iowa was one of the premier universities in
I think just continue to be confident. You know, some nights you're not going to be as good as you were the other night, but you just learn from it and move on.
Whatever it is, it's making the court feel more like a battlefield than a basketball game. But hold up, we're not done. This isn't just about Clark. Alyssa Thomas dropped a truth bomb, calling out the racism and disrespect aimed at black players. She said, "We've seen a different tone since Caitlyn came into the league." That's heavy stuff, and it's not something we can ignore. The media's part of this too. They're so focused on Clark that other players feel like they're in the shadows. Imagine working your butt off, playing your heart out, and feeling like no one even notices. That's gotta sting. To her credit, Clark's not ignoring the issue. She spoke up saying, "Nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats." Preach, Caitlyn. Clark's not alone in speaking up, but she might be getting the most airtime. Ever wonder why certain players get all the spotlight while others fade into the background? In the WNBA, it's not just about skill. There's a hidden factor that's causing major tension. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, race. Did you know Caitlyn Clark is the only white player on the WNBA All-Star team? That's right, in a league where over 70% of players are black, this stat is turning heads and raising eyebrows.
It's basically over. I don't have to worry about that anymore, but I don't want to be getting technicals at all. So, and my mom doesn't want that for me either.
Our schedule wasn't the friendliest to start, so it was a tough swing. We had a West Coast trip there early to.
Now, don't get it twisted. This isn't about pitting players against each other, but it's shining a light on some serious issues. Alyssa Thomas didn't hold back when she called out the racism and disrespect aimed at black players. She said, "We've seen a different tone since Caitlyn came into the league." That's not just trash talk, folks. That's a player speaking her truth about what's really going down on and off the court. But here's where it gets messy. The media's been all over Clark like white on rice. And while she's got game, no doubt, other players are feeling left in the dust. Imagine being Aja Wilson, one of the best players in WNBA history, and getting half the coverage of another player. That's not just unfair, it's straight up disrespectful. Ellen Starowski, a professor who knows her stuff about sports media, dropped this truth bomb. Research has shown that Aja Wilson, one of the best WNBA players in history, is getting half the coverage of Sabrina Ionescu. That's not just a numbers game, it's a sign that something's seriously off in how we're talking about women's basketball. And it's not just about who's getting the spotlight. Natasha Cloud put it out there. The WNBA used to be a safe space for players, but now, with all this drama and toxic fan behavior, that safety's looking shaky.
Children take shots of ginger ale, but you gotta take 4 shots before you pull up to the parade and drink again. And I think we just lost that. We got to get that back. And that's not even an X and O's thing. That's just diving into the heart and wanting.
Here's the thing. This isn't just an Indiana problem. It's not even just a WNBA problem. We're looking at some deep-rooted issues about race and who gets to be the face of women's sports. And it's time we faced it head on. The WNBA's been slow to step up, and that's not cool. They finally said they won't stand for racist comments. But come on, that should have been a no-brainer from day one. Alright, the WNBA dropped the ball, but here's the kicker. The players aren't waiting around. They're cooking up solutions that could change everything. And Caitlyn Clark, she just threw a curveball that's got everyone talking. Clark stepping up big time, and not just on the court. She's using her voice to tackle the ugly side of the game head on. Nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats, she said. That's not just talk, folks. That's a rookie taking a stand and setting the tone for the whole league.
I mean, if I definitely have an idea, it's good to bounce it off him, and he's very honest. He definitely tells me when I'm wrong too, and that's something I appreciate.
Last playoff spot too, so our goal has been one at a time. I thought we've done a really good job of that, but
let's be real. Words are nice, but we need action. The WNBA has been dragging its feet, and that's not cool. They finally said they won't stand for racist comments, but come on, that should have been a no-brainer from day one. Players are feeling left out in the cold, and that's gotta change fast. So what's the game plan? Experts are saying it's time to get serious about player safety. We're talking stricter policies against abusive fans, beefed up security at games, the whole 9 yards. It's not just about making players feel safe. It's about creating an environment where everyone can enjoy the game without all this drama. But here's where it gets interesting. Some folks are saying we need to go deeper. They're talking about education programs for fans, teaching people about respect, about the impact of racism, about how to be a great fan without crossing the line. It's like basketball 101, but for life. Now, you might be thinking, that's all great, but will it work? Here's the thing, it has to. This isn't just about Indiana or the WNBA, it's about setting a new standard for women's sports across the board. Imagine a world where players feel safe, fans are respectful, and the focus is on the incredible athleticism on display. That's the dream, and it's within reach if we play our cards right. And the league's gotta step up, no doubt, but it's not just on them, it's on all of us. Fans, players, coaches, everyone. We've got to call out bad behavior when we see it. Support the players who are speaking up. Show the world what real basketball fans look like. And let's not forget, this is bigger than basketball. It's about respect, equality, and creating a space where everyone feels welcome. The WNBA's got a chance to lead the way here, to show other sports how it's done, but they've got to act fast.
Responsibly. But in order to get to the parade, you got to be 4 shots in. It's unacceptable if you're not. Good Lord, I gotta get better at this. But really, that's like the truthful answer for me.
No, Asia, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right, let's break it down. The WNBA is facing some serious issues. Player safety, crazy fans, racial tensions, and the league's been slow to step up. But here's the thing, how they handle this mess is gonna make or break the future of women's basketball. Imagine if they get it right. Players feeling safe, fans showing respect, and everyone focused on the incredible game on the court. That's the dream, right? But if they drop the ball, we could see things get way worse. Here's where you come in. As fans, we've got the power to change the game. It's not just about cheering in the stands. It's about how we treat these players online, in public, everywhere. We need to show up for them, stand up against hate, and create the kind of environment we want to see. The future of the WNBA, that's on us.